Chrome Arclight Interlude. Flawless. What ponderance pondereth thee, Captain? When Chrome is deep in thought, Conway is always the one to interrupt him. It's been like this ever since Chrome first took over his current position. The squad, Strikehawk, is as outstanding as they say. Each one of its members has their own specialties, and they each work perfectly fine on their own. Conway, didn't I tell you to return to your position after 30 minutes of preparation? But what's the point of taking apart the weapons and putting them back again? Understanding your equipment, down to the last nut and bolt, then using them to their fullest potential. That's what Smith would have done. Smith. That name again. But you're Captain Chrome, not Captain Smith, now are you? Chrome's finger pauses on the screen. He looks up at Conway. I'm trying to become him. Really? If that's what you wish, I'll try to help you fulfill it. You'll help me? Yeah, we're pals, right? In the end, Chrome forces Conway to return to his position. He's the leader after all, and goes back to leafing through the mission details from Smith. In this operation, Strikehawk will act as bait. Once the designated spot is reached, you can move back, Chrome. Chrome closes his eyes. Nothing compares to mechanical inventions. We are a people of wonders, living in an age of wonders. Babylonia, FOS Military Command College, 7:30 a.m. Langston Smith. Question 1. From a military standpoint, please briefly describe the current status of the connection technology used in the Construct Commandant Combat System. Gestalt Course Random Selection System Operating. Chosen. Langston Smith. Please stand up when answering a question. Understood. According to the latest research report from the Science Council, there are currently 2 types of connection technology used in the military. One type is the connection chamber, which allows commandants to connect to the mind of constructs without the restrictions of distance. Commandants will be able to sync up with the constructs and command them directly. This is the most commonly employed connection combat method currently. The other is commandants fighting alongside the constructs, using invert devices and human mind beacons for short distance connection and positioning. Yet this is rarely employed nowadays due to its many restrictions. Please wait for the system to assign a score, then answer the next question. Question 2. Please perform a brief analysis on the principles of application of the connection technology for commandants and military constructs. After the Gestalt system became widely applied in the public sphere, human knowledge was continually uploaded, making highly efficient and fully objective decisions possible. Studies related to the human brain have been filed as special secret research projects by the Science Council due to how complicated they are. According to the accessible early research data, each human brain contains about 100 billion neurons, capable of forming over 100 trillion connections. The neurons in human brains can output electric signals via dendrites, which means that... Is that Langston Smith? The current student representative? Smith. Someone with this last name? Should probably be related to Officer Smith, huh? Son of an officer, student representative, a true genius. He's even got a pretty face. Ugh, some people really have everything. Meanwhile, commandants can better stabilize the abnormal fluctuations in the construct's mind via the consciousness connection technology. Please wait for the system to assign a score, then answer the next question. Question 3. If you are commanding constructs on a ground-side combat mission in an area of which you possess insufficient data, how do you prepare in advance? Collect as much information as possible and analyze it. As the density of punishing virus is related to certain geographical elements, I may perhaps use a Gauss-Kruger projection to determine, as expected from our top student. I heard there are only 3 slots for the reserve commandant draft at the end of the month. Guess he's definitely gonna take one of the slots. Tallying scores. Please wait. Langston Smith. Total score 4.721 out of 5. Certain mismatches with the answer database were identified. This must be the highest score anyone's gotten in our school's history. It's not a perfect score, but it's pretty much the same thing. Not the same thing at all. The genius's murmurs remain unheard. Under the desk, his fist clenches, followed by the sound of something being crushed. Well, that's done at least. Langston, want to come hang out with us? What are you inviting him for? We're all classmates, aren't we? We ain't on the same level with a genius like him. Sorry, Langston. We're not gonna get in the way of your studies. As time ticks away, artificial night falls upon the skies of Babylonia. Babylonia, FOS Military Command College, 12:30 a.m. The human memory is about as powerful as 100 trillion synapses. The brain is capable of altering the strength of the connection between neurons based on the current status and past experience. Repeated training can optimize the neuron connections, highly increasing memory speed and accuracy. Repetition is key. Repetition is all one needs. On the always lit screen of the ranking system, Langston Smith's name sits securely in the first place slot. Fight like that of a hero. Astonishing courage. Everlasting fame. If I can't be perfect. Langston remains frozen in the same position. Hungry eyes trained on the courses he'll be taking today, tomorrow, as if he could devour them all. Langston closes his eyes and pushes a sharp object he prepared into his skin. The sudden pain wakes his body and consciousness up immediately. Once he gets used to the pulsating pain, it's less unbearable. I need to increase the pain level. A toolkit that would slip through the alarm system undetected and easy to build. Genius. From somewhere, faint snickers could be heard. Facial scan complete. Verifying identity. Verification complete. Langston Smith. Welcome home, Langston Smith. I'm home. Greetings, young master. Thank you. I have to go to class at 7. Can you remind me in half an hour? Command error. Command contravenes priority command. Executing priority command. Mr. Smith asks you to see him in the study once you come home. Mr. Smith. Is he in the study? Will I disturb him if I go now? Langston seems pleased by the repeated command, but he soon calms himself down and puts down the items in his hands. Mr. Smith asks you to see him in the study once you come home. The robot repeats, and Langston hurries towards the study. Mr. Smith, are you there? Come in. Understood. I received your report card on my terminal. Yes. Not bad. John Smith curves a finger and taps the virtual screen twice, causing it to blink and vanish. 4.721. Even though this is just an in-class pop quiz, why have you not gotten a 5? I will no longer allow flaws like this. Understood? You're my son after all. The son of John Smith. You are the best, the perfect creation. Okay. Good. I had R2 sift through your database and delete all unrelated data. Tales from the early golden age, pointless mumbling, flowery prose, meaningless stories. Edgar, what kind of name is that? They really didn't care what garbage they hauled up during the Great Retreat. Langston, surely you understand what your duty is as my son. Gather everything useful, piece them together, and create a perfect self. All Smiths have always been perfect. I brought you back and made you my son, so that you'll become a Smith, my perfect self. Of course, on the day I retire, you'll become the next Smith. You should understand that this arrangement benefits you, too. The father says this every day to the son. Langston understands very well what it means. He's in awe of his father and follows his every order. He used to be nothing after all. Smith was the only reason Langston was able to become what he currently is. Smith is the only correct answer. Langston's one and only dream is to become a Smith. The world starts with Smith and ends with him too. This is Langston's world. I heard that the final connection exam for Commandant's selection will be held in 3 days. Mr. Smith, the instructor told me that the exam will not be held in actual combat format. Is that true? It was supposed to be actual combat in the beginning, but they're low on manpower, both Commandants and constructs. The only constructs remaining in Babylonia are probably that batch marked as exclusive to Corona, but it's better that way. In a combat exam, we'll have to take care of an extra element, the quality of the construct. Surely you wouldn't want a flawed product to ruin your plans, Smith. Understood. Mr. Smith, it's 7 a.m. The main agenda today is the committee meeting, where the number 7 Surface HQ will be constructed. So it's time. Don't be late, Langston. It's time I leave. Smith, the one on the throne, soon leaves with his butler robot. The one who stays, on the other hand, stands reverently, head lowered, waiting for the door to close. Babylonia, FOS Military Command College, Connection Lab. Verification successful. Langston. Connection pod activated. Establishing simulated connection. Consciousness deviance rate is 31.217%. Records deleted. Establishing simulated connection. Consciousness deviance rate is 30.316%. Records deleted. Establishing simulated connection. Records deleted. Establishing simulated connection. Establishing simulated connection. Establishing simulated connection. In the dark space, all Langston can see is his own reflection and the warning screen, blinking in red. The connection rate doesn't increase no matter what he does. He poured his heart and soul into this following the plan, but received nothing in return. Without results, the whole process meant nothing. He must become Smith. Retry. Confirm. Re-establishing connection. Talent. Repeat. Fight like that of a hero. Astonishing courage. Everlasting fame. Consciousness deviance rate is 11.742%. Perfection. Hard work. The pain bites at his nerves, rippling outward. His skull is trembling, ears ringing, teeth chattering. Consciousness deviance rate is 3.17%. Warning. Second warning. Memory overload. Please break the memory connection immediately. If you exceed your connection threshold, memory loss may occur. Pain. More pain. And then he gets used to it. Smith. The perfect monster. The only correct answer. A Smith. What is a Smith? A mixture. A material made up of 2 or more different chemical substances which are not chemically combined. A concrete object made of materials and information, whose borders are continuously constructed and reconstructed. You're awake. Langston wakes up on the bed of a first-class private ward to a doctor tending to him. On the communication screen, his father, Mr. Smith, flashes into sight. Langston instinctively extends his hand, and then, suddenly, as if realizing something, retracts it and bows. Mr. Smith.
Langston, how are you feeling?
Very well. I can try again.
What a waste of time. I have to talk to your doctor. Just the 2 of us. You heard Langston, Doctor. He said he's fine.
According to the medical system examination, all physical signs of the patient are normal. His activity should not be affected.
That's it.
On my report, alright, the exterior damage has been processed with medical equipment. Luckily, the connection was just a test. Though the damage to his consciousness is irreversible, his daily activities should not be impeded.
That's right.
Is your name Chrome? You have perfect tantalum-193 heteropolymer adaptability and beautiful biologic readings. Looks like we have a high chance of success. Judging from what you look like... no, I'm just curious, don't be nervous. This is a private refitting request, right? You don't look like someone who has no other choice. A lucky guy from Eden? Young, healthy, well-dressed? You're the first refit volunteer I've got here. You should know enough about military constructs. I do. Oh, right. The refitting project agreement form. The benefactor has been filled in too. Good. No problem then. Let's begin. Performing tantalum-193 bypassing. Doesn't it hurt? Astounding pain tolerance threshold. Due to certain constraints when operating on constructs, we cannot perform general anesthesia. The screams can get maddening sometimes. Stunning memory scars? What are you hiding? Consciousness damage? That's a plus for me. Specialized refitting? I just had a flash of inspiration. Langston finds himself in an unfamiliar space. All he can hear is the conversation between doctors and their assistants. It feels like an out-of-body experience. He is looking down on himself in the air. The body is merchandise, a test subject, a perfect fragment, an incomplete construct, a mixture, a material made up of two or more different chemical substances which are not chemically combined. A concrete object made of materials and information, whose borders are continuously constructed and reconstructed. That's what it says on the book he's not allowed to read. You need to figure out what you really are. Adaptability is not the main point of a construct. Once the shell called the body is abandoned, what does the human leave behind? That's what you should focus on. Who are you exactly? And who do you want to become? You asked for me, Commander? The files lie spread out on the desk. Besides the routine paper, there's also a brief report outlining resort findings. It's the first time the military has recently received a successful report in construct modification. Chrome. I don't see this name in the roster files of Babylonian members. The refitting was a success. A perfect success. This was the first experiment ever made on the specialized invert device. Smith Langston. Your son is indeed talented. Still, be it the blade or the one who wields it, their fates are one and the same on the battlefield. What differences are there, after all? As long as we win. Still, I find your tradition to pass down the family name instead of the bloodline quite admirable. If only everyone were like you and I. Practical, instead of full of flights of fancy. We'd have reclaimed Earth already. Anyway, now that we have live data on specialized invert devices, the Council will have to shut up and continue providing us resources. Well, enough of that boring chit-chat. The first refitting condition. Congratulations on your promotion, John Smith. One. 2. 5. Chrome rushes ahead, slaying all corrupted in his way. His squad continues on, following his pale figure. However, the number of enemies shows no signs of waning, and Chrome begins to worry that he may have led his team into a trap. Leader, behind you! A warning from a squad mate alerts Chrome to a gate that's crashing down, the loud noise attracting even more corrupted. A new variant. I should be able to hack into that device next to the gate and activate it. If only I could have more time. Leader, the corrupted are coming. I knew they would notice us. Everyone, deploy your weapons. Formation B5. But we'll only end up being surrounded if we defend here. There's only one way to survive and become Smith. I'm going to hack into the gate's control system. Enemies will come out from inside, and I'm counting on you to take care of them. Roger. I can only let one of them defend one way. How should I assign them? First of all, let me examine their strengths again. This is Ace, the best of the three. He has never let me down. This is Taro. He's quite good and has completed many missions. And here's Dika, a rookie on his very first mission. He's still got a lot more to learn. What about the enemies? There's no doubt that the enemies are elites and stronger than us. This one with a lance is extremely dangerous. He's a lot stronger than Ace. Even I can't guarantee that I will win. This one using arrows is quite dangerous. Taro is probably no match for him, but Ace should be able to stop him. This one with twin blades is very mediocre. He's better than Dika, but weaker than Taro. Based on the available information, my answer is, must I sacrifice one of them? Time's running out. I must make a decision. Send Ace to a somewhat dangerous archer. Send Taro to a normal twin blade enemy. Send Dika to a highly dangerous lancer. The decision is made. I need to do my part now. Smith must pick up every useful piece to become the perfect monster. No, I can't fall yet. Finally, I win. I am back. It's too powerful. There's no way I can win, but I'll never let you get close to leader. Die with me. I will not let my members die in vain. Dika, we will avenge you. All gathered up. This is the last fight. Roger.
Strike Hawk. This is the next squad you'll be leading.
What happened to the original squad, Mr. Smith?
It's useless now, and this isn't what you need to focus on. The Science Council has it all sorted out.
Can they never return to the battlefield again?
They will be useful in their own way. Such is war. That's the best option. The correct answer. Sacrifices have to be made. Your transfer order has been approved already, thanks to how perfectly the mission went. Langston? No, I should call you Chrome now. I sent in a request for you especially. You'll be leader of this outstanding scout team that did not previously belong to any commandant.
But I believe my old squad is much more suited to me, and I promised the survivors that.
Haven't I already taught you how to distinguish between the useful and the useless? Tell me, Chrome, what do you want to become?
Smith. Can I really become Smith? Cap. Captain. Captain! Captain! Comley's pestering snaps Chrome out of his deep thoughts. The destination of this mission now lies right before Chrome's eyes. The objective of this mission is to occupy this corrupted spawning ground. Strikehawk and the other teams will stay behind in Zone C to attract and contain any and all hostile entities. This other team is... actually... You've briefed me on the mission countless times, remember? Countless times, you say. You've been saying the same thing over and over since we got on the aircraft. Oh, and you also said, if anything happens, you get out of there. I'll take care of the rest. I said that. Well, in that case, this command. I wasn't going to follow it anyway. Where are the others? Why are there signals outside this area? For Smith, one sidekick is enough. Chrome realizes from this conversation that Conway noticed his concern and figured out his plan for the day, but he doesn't know when. He instantly feels something. Not nervousness, not animosity. Chrome can't really tell what it is. It's something he hasn't ever experienced before. Something that seems to have burst his bubble. What do you want? I just hate to see... Conway slowly softens his tone. I mean, I'm just trying to get that frown off your face. Did I frown? That looks like it's all scrunched up with paper and wrinkles. The one you're making right now, Chief. You aren't aware? They're on the move. I'll go take them down. Before Chrome can say anything, Conway has already rushed off towards the corrupted. He's about to pull out his weapon when he turns around as if suddenly reminded of something. Captain Smith! Well, you're not Smith yet, but I'll call you that for now anyway. Captain Smith! Sit tight for my good news.
Looks like the battle's already started. Chrome, I'll arrange for the support forces to pick you up at a location nearby. Retreat immediately.
And then I'll become Smith.
I'll have to climb to the position I need first. But you did carry out the responsibility of Smith. Soon, I believe, you'll become Smith, like you wanted. Now, retreat.
Do I want to become Smith? No, Smith. No, Father. It's not that I want to become Smith, but I need to.
Isn't it the same thing?
No. I've always followed your orders. The reason my goal is to become Smith is because I have no other choice. Every action of mine is determined by your will.
That is the price of your existence. What's the point of bringing it up now?
I'm bringing it up because I want my autonomy back. Once the shell called the body is abandoned, what does the human leave behind? The part that's left behind in me is Chrome, not Langston, and certainly not Smith. I'll meet up with the other squad members that departed early. After that, we'll defend the place until our very last breaths. This is what I really want. I want to be Chrome of Strikehawk, not Smith. Conway, I'm joining the battle. Wait for my order. I must not fall. I can't let Diga down. I will survive this. I must. Been waiting for you, leader. Follow me. Should I be calling you Chrome or Smith, Cap? No. Call me whatever you want. I decide to what and to whom I respond. Sounds nice. Relaxed by Conway's laughter, Chrome laughs too. The riot of laughter sounds surprisingly crisp. I live in an incredible world, surrounded by incredible people. Hey Chrome, we're heading outside. Wait up, I'll come with you. And me too. You guys, you never intended to wait for my command, did you? Time is of the essence. Can't afford to wait for the official go-ahead. Kamui taught us that. Leave me out of it. Hey, Wansha, say something. Oh, well, I just want to go home and hit the sack, so... If you're going to slack off, at least be discreet about it. So, what about you, leader? Are you staying behind to work on that weird report system? Or are you coming with us? Now that you mention it, I'm gonna start tinkering with this weird system, and you guys will wait for me to finish. Oh, come on! You're abusing your power! An order is an order. Bonded polymers. Exhausted people. Even so, despite so, what Langston went through and what Strikehawk managed to piece together. Chrome. Not the best solution. This is my conclusion. Smith, your son. So the next Smith has already been picked. Have you heard the story about the hero Nicola? Didn't know you had a taste for that kind of story. It was a story I heard from the last Smith, back when I was becoming a real Smith. He told me it was only natural for the hero to challenge the Demon King. The hero had to go and defeat the Demon King. That was his duty. He started training since childhood and, at the youngest possible age, embarked on a crusade against the Demon King. His life was dictated by fate and by other people. His own will didn't matter. And finally, when he came face to face with the Demon King, the latter asked, "Will you take my life, or half of the world?" What do you think was the hero's answer? Kill the Demon King, of course. No, it wouldn't be that simple. Exactly. His answer was half of the world. Only those who have made tough decisions in life can appreciate the ingenuity of that answer. That said, I don't want the next Smith to be a hero. You pick up all the pieces and piece them together. And then Smith will become the perfect monster. Chrome, you're becoming a Smith.